So you're doing everything that they told you to do. You're putting in the work, you're not getting distracted, you're focusing on one thing, you're doing the research, you're trying to be consistent, you're trying to be patient, but still, you feel like you're at the same place you were at yesterday and nothing is happening. No, but seriously, why can life be so frustrating? Well, the truth is, it could be a number of reasons, but in this episode of Insight, we're going to look at 5 key reasons why we humans get frustrated and how to beat frustration so you can get the growth, advance, and progress that we all want. Stay tuned. Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to the Insight channel. I'm your host, Joel Brooks, and on this channel, we talk about what I like to call common sense Christianity. And by that, I just mean that we try to break down Christian concepts as much as possible so that they become easy to understand and hopefully easier to practice. The idea is that the more we can master these concepts, the more productive and powerful our lives can be. So if you're into self-development and you are at least open to Christian concepts, you can consider subscribing to the channel as you may find this content useful. Now today in this video, we're talking about frustration. Frustration. I think we can all relate. Can you relate? Have you ever been so frustrated? Let us know what's frustrating you right now in the comment section below. But yeah, frustration. And I guess it happens to everyone at some point, but let's see if we can figure out why it happens and how to beat it. So first, let's define it. What is frustration? So I define frustration as that miserable, dissatisfied feeling we get when we are trying to make progress with something, but we keep getting constant interruptions, obstacles, roadblocks, problems, failures, no matter what we do. At the end of the day, after all of the effort, the problems are still there, our needs remain unfulfilled, and we have been unsuccessful at achieving our goal. And we feel miserable, upset, offset, and defeated. That miserable feeling right there, that's what I'm calling frustration. And by the way, as bad as frustration is, it's not really the biggest problem. The biggest problem is what happens when people don't manage their frustration well, and that is giving up. Giving up is the real problem. Frustration is something that can tempt us to give up. It wants us to give up, but we don't give up. We all know giving up is not an option. Anyhow, so that is frustration. That miserable feeling we get when we keep butting obstacles over and over again and we can't seem to go forward. Now, next thing I want to look at is where does it live? Okay, so to do that, let's look at a basic success cycle. To be successful at anything, we're going to have to go through at least 3 stages. The aspiration stage, the investment stage, and the reward stage. These are pretty much the 3 stages of success. Let's break it down quickly. Aspiration. So the aspiration stage, first we must have a goal, some sort of ambition or aspiration, a desire or a need, something that we want. You can't succeed at a goal if there is no goal. Investment stage. Second, there must be an investment of some kind, whether it's your money, your time, or some other resource. If you want to be successful, you will have to invest yourself and your resources into the pursuit of that success. And then of course is the reward stage, the part we all want to get to. If our investment goes well and everything works out according to plan, we can finally enjoy all of the benefits of our investment. Sounds great, right? Okay, but where does frustration live in this success cycle? Frustration lives right here, in the investment stage, and often in the middle or towards the end of this stage. When you have tried and tried and tried so hard and invested so much, but still you're unable to get over into the success side of things. That right there is where frustration often lives. Okay, we know what it is and we now know where it lives. Now, how can we beat it? Well, I have 5 tips for you, but I'm gonna break them down into separate videos so the videos won't be too long. Here we go. Tip number 1, be prepared. What do I mean? I mean, we need to prepare ourselves mentally as best as we can before jumping into our project. Sometimes we can get frustrated quickly simply because we haven't taken that time to get prepared. We haven't thought through things properly, we are not organized or efficient, our thoughts are scattered, our energy is scattered all over the place, and sometimes frustration can be avoided if we just went about pursuing our goals with a bit more planning and strategy. Okay, sounds good, but How do we do that? How do we prepare? Well, we can prepare in a number of different ways. For instance, awareness. Just being aware of the fact that the road to success is often tough and full of challenges, and that frustration is likely to try to creep into our process towards the end of the investment phase, can be helpful in itself. That way, if things get tough, it doesn't come as a surprise. We can prepare ourselves mentally for it. Another way that we can prepare ourselves is by doing some research. Research what is involved in achieving your goal. Talk to people who have done it before. Check out YouTube, spend some time listening to the success stories of others, and sometimes it doesn't even matter if what they're successful at is not directly related to what you are trying to do. The fact is that the road to success is often very similar for many. When you listen to the stories of others, you are going to hear firsthand just how difficult their path to success actually was, and this is going to help you to set more accurate expectations for your path. Another thing we can do to prepare is calculate. Calculate, like actually sit down for a bit and put pen to paper and try to calculate how much money each phase of your project is likely to take and how much time you will need for each stage. If you already have a 9-to-5 job, you got to factor that in. It means it's probably going to take you longer than it would take another person. We gotta factor in the fatigue that we would typically experience after a full 9-to-5 work day. We gotta factor in the children as well. But actually sit down, put pen to paper, and do some simple calculations. What else can we do to be prepared? Anticipate. We gotta anticipate for errors, challenges, cost overruns, obstacles, etc. Because almost nothing in life goes exactly as we envision it. Almost never. So we need to be prepared for that. Now, this can be tricky because sometimes the challenges that pop up can come as a complete surprise. Like, dude, we could not have seen that coming. But the idea is to scrutinize your plan as thoroughly as possible and see if you can foresee and prevent any challenges that could possibly occur. Now, for those unforeseen challenges that you simply could not have anticipated, one simple thing you can do is just put aside some extra time and some extra money to handle those things. The idea is that we don't know what is coming up, but at least we have a little extra time and a little extra money to deal with it if it comes. So these are all things we can do to prepare. Now, it's also cool to note that this entire concept of counting the costs and preparing ourselves mentally before committing to a major task is something Jesus taught. There are actually a few places in the Bible that you will see the concept coming across, but in Luke 14 specifically, we see Jesus warning us about the importance of counting the cost before starting to build, counting the cost before taking on a battle, and counting the cost before jumping into ministry. Basically, whenever you're about to take on a major undertaking, we need to first sit down, study it, and prepare ourselves mentally before jumping in. Now, at the same time, there's a thing called analysis paralysis, where we can overthink things and never start. That can also be detrimental and counterproductive, so don't do that. But yes, go ahead and plan, calculate, anticipate, etc. and prepare yourselves and get your mind ready before you start. And that's going to help you to beat frustration. So that is my first tip for battling frustration. Be prepared. Okay guys, that's it for today's episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like I said before, I have 4 more tips for you guys, but I'm gonna share those in separate videos so the videos won't get too long. I hope you found this video useful, and I hope it helps you out in real life. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and give it a thumbs up to encourage YouTube to share it as well. If you want to stay connected, you can visit me at insight.joelbrooksonline.com. And you can also subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell. And you can also find me on social media, Facebook at Joel Brooks Online and Instagram at Joel Brooks Online. And guys, please don't be shy. If you have any questions or if you want to share your perspective, drop a note in the comment section below. It's always great to hear from you guys. So that's it guys, blessings from the Insight channel and see you next time. God bless.